Okay, everybody, thank you. We have our top three finishers today from the AMA Pro National Guard American Superbike Series, and I would like, on behalf of the AMA Pro Racing entire organization, except Al Ludington, really, no, after you drenched it, but really extend to you, Blake, our most sincere congratulations on a tremendous weekend and a tremendous race today. And your conduct yesterday was exceptional and appreciated, and today I think you and Josh put on an unbelievable show. So we really want to thank you, but congratulations. I don't usually start with a winner, but I think I will today because you did such a great job.
Thank you.
So Josh, let me talk to, I'm sorry, Tommy. Tommy, you were part of this. Tommy Hayden, third place. Rockstar Makita Suzuki. You had kind of a pretty good view of what was going on between the front two. Were you, I mean, I know you're in your own race, but were you watching that and seeing how they're going at it and in front of you?
Not a lot. I mean, I was looking a little bit, but I was just trying to latch on really and more paying attention to that. I was hoping a couple times that they did race a little bit more and would slow down a little and let me catch up. One time when I was a little bit behind, it seemed like maybe I was just stuck there for a few laps. But, you know, in the end, I wasn't fast enough. This is pretty much all weekend. I had a couple areas just kind of struggling in, was losing too much time. Most of the track I felt pretty good, but a couple places I was really weak. And, you know, in the end, when the pace got stepped up today, I wasn't able to match it. So we'll try to, you know, figure out what went wrong and how to improve in those areas. So, you know, if we get in a similar situation in the future, we can try to get through it.
Well, I can understand your disappointment, but you were certainly quicker than anybody else that was behind you, which was a considerable number of guys. So your performance was admirable indeed. Let me go to Josh now, and Josh, you really put on a tremendous display, also of class and elegance in dealing with the situation that's gone on over the last 2 days. But let's talk about today. The race, you got by Tommy, and then I think the way that you come down into here and you hold the wheelie just a little bit down the straight, it was an exceptional kind of race to watch you. Where did you think the Blake had the advantage for you, and where do you think the race was won or lost kind of over the course of the whole lap?
I would say that today's race was much different than yesterday's. Blake must have went home and watched the race last night, because all the things that he was slow at yesterday, he picked up today, for sure. You know, yesterday Blake had a couple of chinks in his armor, I think, and I knew where they were, and I was confident that I could move on them. And today just played out to be a little bit different race for me. The pace was a bit faster. A bit faster, it was a lot faster, I'd say. But the race kind of had a couple different things. I went through a couple of different modes throughout the race. I would say a couple laps before Tommy kind of went off the back of us, things started moving around in the rear a little bit, and I thought, man, I'm in trouble. You know, like, this is pretty early to have this problem, and pretty soon they're going to start beating up on me. I'm going to start going backwards, and Blake kind of got a little gap on me, and I just kind of forgot about him for a minute, and it seemed like the pace slowed down and he kind of came back to me. But I was looking at the lap times, and lap times are still really fast. But I felt like the pace had slowed down a little bit. I was trying to be careful and stand the thing up a little more before I really got a handful of throttle, things like that. And in a couple of the spots where I still knew I was a little faster, make sure I capitalized on those spots so I could keep him close in case things did fall off towards the end. And I would say probably the last 5 or 6 laps, I really felt like the pace had slowed down considerably, but I was just even struggling to keep the pace, but the pace was still pretty fast. And had a couple little moments in the last 2 laps, but you know, there at the last lap, I tried really hard to have a go at him right in the middle of 7. I had a little slip, and then I spun it up a little on the exit, and all it took was that little bit to give him a bike length or 2 that changed the race for me. You know, I didn't really have a good draft or even a hint of one to really drag behind him down, and put a show on for turn 10, and then I even kind of botched the entrance there a little bit, but I still tried hard under the bridge, because I knew he had a pretty good idea. I made some passes yesterday into the last turn, and looked like he made sure he went in there deep and didn't leave much room. And I said, man, you make a little bit too much of a mistake, and I'm going to be right here. And he made a little one, but he did a good job recovering, and he just beat me today.
Wow, that was an exceptional race, and you rode extremely well. Blake, it must feel really good, and you were able to celebrate the victory in the proper manner, and Bobby Lemming gives you the checkered flag, and we do a lot of the ceremonial things. How does that feel today?
Today obviously feels like a win. It's not the first one, I guess, official win, but this one sure feels like the first one. Getting that checkered flag, and I don't think it really sunk in yet, but the race went pretty good for us. Got off to a pretty good start, and just kind of put my head down to get what I could, if I could get any of a gap a little bit. And yesterday I think I had 2/10 there at one point on Josh, and I was kind of sat down with Kevin and tried to get a grasp on what 2/10 it really is, bike length wise, and it was quite a bit more than I thought. So I just kept on pushing, and I saw 0.7 there for a minute, and I think that's where I got comfortable, and I don't think I'll be doing that again. I'll just keep my head down and keep pushing, but because it seemed like from there Josh closed the gap back up, but he definitely kept me honest today. It was a tough race, and I guess I could say probably the hardest race I've ever done. It's totally different. Off the front, doing your own thing, watching a board, watching the gap go up and down, and it's a lot different when you're chasing somebody and you can see what they're doing, watching them make mistakes, see where you're better, where you're strong, where you need to improve. Like Josh said, I did my homework last night, and I didn't get to watch the race, but I kind of had in the back of my mind, where I thought he was better than me. So I just went out this morning's warm-up, improved on it, and applied that to the race, and ended up getting the win today.
It seemed like you had a fairly big bobble here just coming down into how close was that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Josh kept me honest, put the pressure on the whole way, and I'm not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes out there, actually, a lot more than I'd like to, but I just kind of held it together and brought her home there at the end.
Absolutely. He was definitely good enough to win. Congratulations. Any questions, guys? We got anybody, or you want to just head into the one-on-ones? We're good.
Well, Blake, take us through the last lap, what you're thinking, what lines you went with.
I think that on the last lap, I think the boys just gave me 0.1 on the board, and I just thought to myself, boy, I think that's Josh behind me. I didn't have his number on my board at all, and just thought, man, well, watch for him in 10A. Make sure he doesn't get you today. I had a million text messages last night on my phone from people going, why'd you leave the door open? Why'd you leave the door open? I felt like I wanted to just straight line it right through the grass, not even brake for that turn today on the last lap. So, but I didn't, and like I said, I improved and ended up coming down in there. Went what I thought was pretty decently deep enough, but not to make enough of a mistake. I did get offline a little bit, did make a little bit of a mistake here in this last turn, but I was able to gather it up pretty quick, nothing too serious. So.
Anybody? We good? Well, let's let these guys get to the one-on-ones and break them loose, and congratulations again, all three of you. Exceptional work.